Welcome to my channel. I shall be telling you more about Palawa Joko, the Lynch Lord of Desolation, the Scourge of Abbey, Joko the Wise, Joko the Mighty, Joko the Magnificent. So, you might not know who Joko is. Palawa Joko is the current ruler of Elona, or as it's known now, the United Kingdom of Elona. Which consists of three provinces, the northern province of Vabi, which Joko conquered and they surrendered to him during their second attempt. The Corona, which is just south of Vabi, and the island of Istan, just off the southwest coast of the main continent. As well as that, there is the Crystal Desert to the north, which was declared as the country of Elonia by Turaiosa back when he went on his pilgrimage to ascend within the Crystal Desert. This which he unfortunately did not manage to do. Now, Palawa Joko, the first knowledge of him is when he made the Bone Palace in 707 AE, which is after the Exodus. This is quite a timeline. Elona has its own timeline, but I shall be doing everything in correct timeline so you don't get lost. So that's when he constructed the Bone Palace. It's known that he then went on and conquered Sahalja and basically ruled over the entire desolation for 100 years, plotting his first attempt to conquer Elona. He, with his strategic location of the Bone Palace, managed to cut off the normal supplies to Vabi and successfully conquered the entire Vabi a little bit too easily, thus gaining the title Scourge of Vabi. He then, for 2 years, managed to conquer the rest of Elona, but came across a battle of Jahai, which was a 100-day battle, happened within the plains of Jahai, the Jahai Buffs. Here, Palawa Joko managed to outrun his supply line, cutting him off for the major bulk of his army. Thus, Turaiosa was able to take advantage of his weak position and defeat Palawa Joko within single combat with the help of the Kurnans and the Sun Spears. Here, Turaiosa and his elite force, the Order of Whispers, were unable to kill Palawa Joko because he's undead. They tried using many different means but were unable, and thus they sealed him within a monument. The monument to the defeat of Palawa Joko. Here, he was trapped for 200 years, up until the Sun Spears released him. They did this so that they could learn the ways of traversing the desolation, so they could reach the Mouth of Torment, where Abaddon, the forgotten god of secrets and water, was trapped by the other 5 gods. Here, Abaddon was trying to escape from the realm of torment with the help of Barishosa, one of Turaiosa's descendants, a war marshal of Kurna. So the Sun Spears needed to quickly get across the desolation to stop Barishosa from releasing Abaddon into the rest of the world. Thus would actually bring the end to Elona and everyone within it, including Palawa Joko. Most of the desolation Palawa Joko's domain had been corrupted by Abaddon's power, so Palawa Joko had good reason to want to help the Sunspears once they released them. Upon being released, the Sunspears actually did help Palawa Joko regain his forces, regain his bone palace, and well, basically set him up so that he could attempt to conquer Elona again. During the time of Palawa Joko attempting to rebuild his bone palace, he was set upon by the Mad King Thorn, who is his rival. So they have a little rivalry there, but Mad King Thorn only comes around during Winter's Day, so that's one day a year that they have to worry about each other. Joko, also having been released from his from his entrapment, decided to recruit an Asura known by the name of Zin to kill off the rulers of Elona, Krita and Kantha. He managed to convince Zin to build the golems, and then once Zin had finished, he took control of the golems and sent them after the respective Emperor can't remember the Emperor, but the Emperor of Kantha, Prince Buka, and Princess Salma of Krita, who were targeted, which they were stopped by the golem known as Mox. As Joko learned from his past mistakes of his previous attempts to conquer Elona, and 6 years after he was freed by the Sunspears, he then attempted again to conquer, and this time he was successful. He learned from the past mistake of outrunning his supply line, and instead decided to dam the River Elon and redirect it into the desolation. This gave life to both the Crystal Desert and the Desolation, while also stopping the flow of water and bringing a great drought to Vabi. The commoners, the peasants within Vabi, were rebelling against their leadership, and everything was in chaos. Vabi couldn't survive, so the rulers of Vabi surrendered to Palawa Joko. Palawa soon managed to gain control over both Krona and Istan and they became vassal states of the United Kingdom of Elona, as they're known overall. And Palawa Joko then made the Ossa clan, Turaiossa's descendants, part of his living army, a force to be reckoned with. As well as this, Palawa, realising that the Sunspears are actually a reasonable enough force as well, he made them his Warden Crescent by tempting them with offers of wealth and power. Not all Sunspears were corrupt and gave in to his promises. Some did flee and became wandering travellers, but we have yet to come across any Sunspears. Or we don't actually know what happened to those Sunspears which managed to escape from becoming Warden Crescent. So Turaiossa, with full control of Elona, put up the bone wall to protect his kingdom from outside threats, order to keep his inhabitants, civilians, within it. When the Elder Dragon Zaitan rose and brought Aura up with him, contact was kind of lost with Elona. Only some members of the Order Whispers were managed to sneak inside to keep contact, but not much is known from them. Outside the bone wall, Palawa Joko set up work camps, where those that didn't quite follow his rules well enough, or he just didn't like, he sent outside to work those work camps. This meant that the civilians that worked at the work camps were unable to become awakened. The Awakened is part of Palawa Joko's undead army. Palawa Joko was put within the minds of those Elonians still within his domain that becoming awakened is something that's to be sought after. It is to become an immortal guardian of the realm of Elona. And, well, basically like become ascended in the Crystal Desert. So, current day, we've re-established contact with Elona, as Balthazar has, paved the way so we can actually get south to the Crystal Desert. And we know that Kragatorix is no longer between us and Elona. But we also know that Zaitan is no longer between us and Elona, so because Zaitan's gone and Kragatorix has gone further south. So the only thing stopping us is the branded and Kragatorix. The sea dragon might also be a factor, but we aren't going that far south or in the water. So, still with the new expansion not being out yet, not much is known about Elona. But what we do know is that Palawa Joko still has control over Elona. Many members of Elona are fleeing from his rule, but there are those that still believe in him. There are also several Awakens which have gone to the Crystal Desert, the free city of Amun, free from Palawa Joko's control that is, to try and change people's mind about Palawa Joko, to sell wares, or to tell the defectors, the refugees in general, about the goodness of Palawa Joko and why they should return to Elona, or why they should go there for the first time anyway. There is an underground route for members of Elona, for civilians to defect and gain freedom within the free city of Amun, although not everyone's happy that they had to leave in the first place. And I hope that's everything you need to know about Palawa Joko before you play Path of Fire. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment and I shall be happy to reply, or just play Guild Wars 1 Nightfall. That should answer all the questions you have about anything up to 1075 AE. So, have fun, and, well, may the fire be with you.